Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? One more time. It's that time once again for more Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Let's go ahead and do this. Once again, I keep on forgetting to pick my 6 Pokemon, so right now I'm only going to be playing with 5. Every time you guys been seeing me do Wi-Fi battles over the last few days, I've only had about 5 Pokemons in my party just because the timer runs out and I don't get to pick that 6th one. Well, anyways, right now, guys, I'm facing a Rotom, and I think it might be dangerous because it probably has Volt Switch and Ice Beam. Either ways, I'm going to start out with Protect. Let's see what this Pokemon is actually going to use. If I'm going to guess, it's going to probably use Thunder, if I was guessing correctly. Will-O-Wisp, oh my god, I would have never predicted that. Will-O-Wisp. Well, like we know it's going to use Will-O-Wisp, we're just going to go ahead and use Extreme Speed, and let's get the first attack off. So my whole entire party right now that I'm playing with this week, ladies and gentlemen, is Pokemon that I'm currently giving away in my Win It Wednesday. If you guys want to win any of these Pokemons, feel free to go ahead to the link in the description. It'll take you right over to that video. And in that video, you will be able to win all these awesome Pokemons. In the match right now, guys, this is an unrestricted battle. My opponent chose to pick unrestricted, so there is no restrictions, which I love. My favorite type of battles, ladies and gentlemen, is unrestricted. So let's do it unrestricted all the time. So you get to see what your Pokemon is really fully capable of doing. So he goes ahead and finally uses that Thunderbolt, which is going to do some massive damage against me. See, right there, massive damage. And on top of that, the burn definitely does hurt, so ow. And I'm going to go ahead and use Extreme Speed one more time. If he doesn't switch out, I should be able to take out Rotom before I die. So it's kind of like a sacrificial right there. We both end up dying in the end. I lose my Dragonite, he loses his Rotom. So unfortunately, guys, my life orb goes ahead and takes away the little bit of life that I had left on my Dragonite. Now, personally, guys, I'm more of a disadvantage here just because of the fact that I'm only running with 5 Pokemons. But as you guys probably know, I could probably work with that. So right here, guys, this would look like a dangerous situation for me, as Tyranitar does have Stand Steam, which does make him a pretty good Pokemon because now he has a Sandstorm up, and it's a Dark type Pokemon as well, so if it has a max damage crunch with some stab, I could be in some trouble right now, guys. But ladies and gentlemen, do not fear for me. I definitely am prepared for this. My Pokemon is wearing Assault Vest, which does boost up my defense, so even though I might be getting hit with a Dark type attack, which would be Crunch, well, my opponent went for the Dragon Dice Dance. I'm quite surprised. Boosting this attack. Okay. Attack and speed. Hey, he gives me the free turn to use Earthquake. He probably didn't see this coming, but that's his own disadvantage. In his situation, I would have went ahead and used something like Crunch to take care of me. I can understand where he wants to go with the Dragon Dance, but the Dragon Dance is only going to leave him at a disadvantage because I'm just going to go ahead and use the proper move, which is Earthquake, which for this Pokemon, Earthquake is always a move that it actually goes ahead and runs. Stealth Rock is a Rock Slide. Sorry, Stealth Rock. Rock Slide. This guy really must not have... he must not have it, I guess. I don't know. I don't think he has Crunch. I actually do not think he has Crunch, and I went ahead and avoided that Rock Slide, and I did a massive amount of damage on Tyranitar, and I still win the match. And that's how you play, guys. You should always keep a Dark type of move on Tyranitar if possible, as it is a Dark type Pokemon. If anything, keep Pursuit, because I was thinking of switching out, but the only reason I didn't want to switch out, because if he did have Pursuit and I did switch out, I would have been in massive amount of trouble. So I prefer to stay ahead inside the match and make sure that I go ahead and have the ability to do some damage. Now right here, my opponent probably expects me to switch it out, but I did not do that because I do have the move Shadow Sneak, which is a physical type, ghost type attack, and as Gengar is a Pokemon with more special defense than rather than physical defense, I know it's going to be able to do some massive amount of damage before I get taken out right there. So my Ghost type Pokemon does a massive amount of damage at the end of his life by taking out Tyranitar and doing a fairly decent amount of damage on Gengar as well. And now Sandstorm is going ahead and killing his own Pokemon. Now, once again, guys, this is still a disadvantage for me because altogether I do have less Pokemons than my opponent. Now, right here, I'm going to bring out Absol. I never know if I'm saying this name of this Pokemon correctly, but as you guys know, for a long time now, I'm never that good with Pokemon's name. but I know that Gengar hardly ever does any status type moves. So unless it uses Destiny Bond, I'm going to go ahead and use Sucker Punch. And by using Sucker Punch, I should get the little advantage by being able to outspeed him with a priority type attack and take it out, just like you just saw right there. Now, if it did do Destiny Bond, I would have been perfectly okay because Sucker Punch only works if you do a physical type attack. And if I would have saw him do Destiny Bond, I would have expected him to do it twice in a row. And what I would have actually went ahead and did next is go ahead and use Sword Dance. And that's just how my thinking is, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys like seeing an example of how I think about matches and how I think about the moves I'm going to use next. So he's going to go ahead and get to use close combat for me. So perfectly good for him. I was going to go ahead and use superpower, but unfortunately I didn't have the chance to do that. And he was able to take me out before I was able to take him out with a superpower move. Alright, now here we go, guys. It's getting a little tricky right here. It's getting a little intense. I only have 2 Pokemons left. He has, he is advantage. I would still say he is advantage with 3 Pokemons. But my 2 Pokemons that I have left are not chumps. I have a priority type attack right there with my match punch. So it does a fairly decent amount of damage on Infernape. Infernape is a physical type attacker. And with that, my Pokemon does have a fairly decent amount of physical defense along with a good amount of actual HP. With 372 HP, it will be doing a fairly decent amount of surviving. So my opponent takes himself out in that situation right there. Next up, he brings out Venusaur, which is a good Pokemon to bring out in a situation like this. What I'm going to actually go ahead and use is go ahead and use Protect. Protect is just going to allow me to see what my opponent is trying to plan right here. Once I know what he's going to be trying to set up, which of his least... Okay, he used Giga Drain. I don't blame him for using Giga Drain right there, because even if I hit him first, I will not actually be able to set up all that well. So what I'm going to do right now, before he goes ahead and tries to kill my Pokemon, I'm going to switch out. Because even if I attack him by using the Match Punch, he's just going to go ahead and Giga Drain that attack back. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into Arceus. Let him use Giga Drain. Lose a slight bit about HP right there, which I'm okay losing that right now. I'm going to go ahead into Sword Dance. Fucking Sleep Powder. Damn. What I didn't want to see right there. I was hoping that his Venusaur didn't run Sleep Powder, but hey, he's running basically the same setup I have personally on my Venusaur, which is Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Leech Seed, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Leech Seed, and Giga Drain. So what I'm going to have to do right now is go ahead and use Recovery on my Arceus. Hopefully I wake up. And if I don't, I'm going to actually go ahead and lose this match because I only picked 5 Pokemon like a dumbass. But it still was a good match. I love playing unrestricted battles, which is a big mistake at the beginning that I only picked 5 Pokemon. As you guys saw at the beginning of the match, I completely ran out of time to pick my last Pokemon, which would have helped out a lot. But I was actually able to wake up right there before the match was over, use Recovery. So if I am lucky and everything goes well, the match is not over because I'll go ahead and use some extreme speed right now, which is going to be able to outspeed even a... Oh, Sleep Powder still goes in effect because he was able to take me out. So unfortunately, right there, guys, I had to actually fall for that Sleep Powder. So I'm going to go ahead and try to hit for that Recovery once again. Now, if my opponent, if I was him, I would just go ahead and keep on using Giga Drain, and if he has Leech Seed, I would start using that, but I'm going to go ahead and start up with a Recovery right now, try to recover some HP the minute I wake back up, as Arceus seems to have a good possibility of having a lot of HP and waking up. It's starting to absorb Solar Beam, which I don't blame it. By doing Solar Beam, it's going to be able to go ahead and do a fairly decent amount of damage on my Arceus, which I actually don't want to let it do, so I'm just going to let it go ahead and kill my other Pokemon. Because in case my Arceus doesn't wake up, I prefer have... And I don't want him to be my last Pokemon at all. So I purposely let him die from the Solar Beam because I just don't want to get hit with that Solar Beam. Being Venusaur's pretty strong attack right there. It's funny though, the game is telling me that Venusaur is weak, but if I can't wake up, it doesn't matter if it's weak, guys. So right there, I will go ahead, wake up, use Recovery, recover some HP. My opponent is probably going to do something not Sleep Powder if I was guessing. It uses Giga Drain. As you guys see, I'm trying to keep my HP a little bit above 250. That's my whole entire strategy for this Arceus. Like I already got that Sword Dance boost, I'm just going to go ahead and use Extreme Speed once more time. I very much doubt the next Pokemon he's going to be using has a sleep type attack. Hopefully it doesn't have a fighting type attack, and if not, I will be perfectly fine. And it looks like I was able to make a comeback with only a few Pokemons right here. Alright guys, so what I'm going to go right here, I do not think that Gliscor is running a fighting type attack other than Brick Break, and even if he uses Brick Break, it's not going to be enough for it to actually take me out. To guarantee that I'm able to kill it, I'm just going to use Sword Dance one more time. It's going to use Earthquake, which is going to do a fairly decent amount of damage. Like I'm under 250, I'm going to go ahead and use Recovery. As I'm faster than Gliscor, I will be able to actually implement that recovery right now. Get back over 250 HP. He's going to go ahead and use Earthquake again, as it is a stab type move. I get to 251. See guys, I really do think about that HP counter. As you see, 251 is just at enough that I'm okay, even if I'm going to go ahead and attack and not do another recovery. There's a number I have, any Pokemon that I use that have recovery, I pick a number, and I'm pretty sure on what I pick, that's the number I like to stay above that amount of HP. And like, oh, this is a unrestricted match, I think we're going to do pretty good right here with this attack. Fully powered up Arceus, he takes a fairly decent amount of damage. Even with the Earthquake now, it's still not going to be enough with the stab damage to actually take me out. One more Extreme Speed, unless he uses Protect or something like that. I basically came back and won the match, even with only the 5 Pokemons. So it was a pretty good match, guys. Thanks for watching. Be here with the UntitledGameShow.com. And remember, guys, you can win all these Pokemons that I'm winning right now. I'm showing right now on Win It Wednesday by going in the description. Every single Pokemon, including the Arceus, is being given away. So if you want these Pokemons, feel free just to ask for them. Not ask for them, well, click the link and you'll find out how. Alright guys, let's save that up, and thanks for watching guys. Peace out, like and subscribe for more Pokemon X and Y videos. Click that subscribe button.